Buenos días, bienvenidos a las entrevistas en Religión Digital. Hoy nos acompaña el hombre que están viendo, Monseñor Paride Taban, obispo emérito de Torit, en Sudán del Sur, que viene a participar en el encuentro de Antropología y Misión organizado por la revista Mundo Negro de los Combonianos, y que es uno de los artífices de que hoy, 2 años después, podamos hablar de un nuevo estado en África, Sudán del Sur. Buenos días, Monseñor.
Good morning, Bishop.
Good morning, how are you?
África, el sueño de la integración, se llama el congreso en el que usted va a participar. ¿Cuál es la visión que se tiene desde Europa de África y cómo nos ven ustedes a nosotros?
The title of the meeting is going to be held here in the Comboni Missionaries from the 2nd to the 3rd of February. Is Africa the dream of integration of the nations? What is the vision that you have from Africa towards Europe?
I think in the past we used to listen from Europe, and they tell us sometimes what to do. And also, in the past, we have only the memory of colonialism, but we have also some good memory from Europe that we have learned. First, they brought us the good news of Christianity, and then also we have learned a lot of technology, like myself from my parish priest, Father Negrini. From 1950s, I learned to be another Father Negrini through hard work, through some experience. But I think now in Africa, we feel that with the Europe, the Europeans also have a lot to learn from Africans. It is a period of sharing the great talent that God has given us. We all have talents. Before, we feel that the talent was in Europe. But today we feel also that there is great talent in Africa, which also can be of great help for the people in Europe. Mm-hmm. That's what we look at. We look at partnership. We look at friendship. And that's what we look. We are not going to look, say, you are our fathers. You are our life. Without you, we cannot survive. We say, no. We have to look now. We are partners. Mm-hmm. We have a lot to share with each other. We have to have that common way of sharing our knowledge, our experiences. And with that, we can build up this broken world. The world is broken.
Lo primero que aprendimos fue a escuchar. Desde África escuchamos a Europa, porque tenían muchas cosas para darnos. Y es verdad también que hubo pues, un colonialismo que tuvo una incidencia fuerte en nosotros. Pero también es verdad que hemos aprendido la técnica, que nos han llegado muchas cosas buenas desde Europa, como yo, que aprendí del padre Negrini a usar en el 1956, a ir usando y a sentirme integrado, aprendiz de las nuevas técnicas que llegaban, y esto me ha dado a mí mucha autonomía. Estamos en el momento que hay que descubrir los talentos que tiene África. Por lo tanto, estamos entrando a un nivel de relaciones de igualdad, donde intentamos vernos los unos y los otros, África, Europa, a un mismo nivel, porque todos tenemos algo que dar y compartir.
Usted fue obispo de una diócesis sin tierra, le llamaban el obispo nómada, en un Sudán difícil, asolado por las guerras, por el odio, por muchas catástrofes. ¿Cómo vivió aquellos años y ¿Y cómo ve hoy ese sueño de haber conseguido para Sudán del Sur un Estado propio?
You have been a bishop of Paride. Now you are emeritus bishop of Paride. Of a land, they were calling you a bishop without land, a nomad bishop. How was the beginning of these years in your pastoral work, and how do you feel now that Sudan is a new nation, south of Sudan is a new nation?
Well, allow me, maybe that should have been in the beginning of this interview. Allow me to thank the Comboni missionaries, the Montenegro, to have invited me here to Madrid, to Spain. And this has been since 1994 when I first came here. And I want to, the door was closed for some time. I think this is an opening again, the way for me to Spain, and also the Spanish to know more about the South Sudan. I think your question about the new nation is not the struggle of one person for this new nation. I myself personally, from 1995, 93, up to 2005, traveled more or less all over the world, Europe, America, New Zealand, Australia, and many parts of the world, France and all this, in order to lobby for this peace which has come. Not me alone. We have like the auxiliary bishop of Khartoum, Daniel Adwok, I traveled with him, Bishop Makramax, and all these people. We struggled very much. And I founded also the New Sudan Council of Churches. We brought the news to the Universal Church. We didn't call ourselves either Catholic, Anglican, Presbyterian, or Lutheran. No, we always call ourselves Christians. And this was the greatest success. We say we are Christians. With this also the Muslims, the Jews, we went to the synagogues and song. Everybody was concerned. That brought the new birth of the Sudan, South Sudan, the Republic of South Sudan. Without this, we would not have got the referendum and the comprehensive peace agreement. We would not have it. So with this, we managed putting hands together, all the churches in the world, and people of goodwill, good wishes, we brought this new Republic of South Sudan. And of course, from 83 to 2005, I think the church played a lot of role in the service of the people. I told many people, I say, I've been a refugee from heaven, not in this world. I never left my country. Live with the people in the bush, in the caves, under the trees, under bombs. And of course, the people saw that the church was like a civil government, because the SPLA were only for war, fighting, guns, but the survival of people, pastoral, education, food security was all from the church. So that are some of the things. We are seeing now the new country. Yes, it is a new country. Yes, we have, of course, the Khartoum has been surprised to see that this country has become independent. They are shocked. But still, many people are feeling that there will be war in South Sudan. Many people feel that the South is not yet independent. Many people are afraid. But many times I say, no, the South is independent. Let people not fear. There will be peace. The South is independent forever. It's a country. Wars may happen even, it is happening even in the other people, independent country, in the third world, in the first world, it is happening. But we thank God, we have money to get what God has promised us, a nation. So I am optimistic always. Many people are pessimistic, but I am optimistic. I tell the people, many people say, in this country with corruption, with what, will it succeed? I said, there is no corruption, there is poverty, there is ignorance here. This is like a child beginning to walk. Please give him a chance.
Okay.
En primer lugar, quiero agradecer a los misioneros combonianos que a través de la revista Mundo Negro han organizado este acto donde me puedo hacer presente. Ya estuve aquí en 1994 para otra celebración y ahora nuevamente tenemos oportunidad de reencontrarnos y conocer más sobre todo lo que está pasando en la nueva nación del Sudán del Sur. Hemos tenido muchos años de guerra, del 1983 al 2005. Durante estos años he tenido oportunidad, cuando se me ha permitido, de viajar por todo el mundo. Hemos viajado por todo el mundo, algunas veces solo, otras acompañados de otros obispos, como el obispo auxiliar de Jartum, y hemos hecho un llamamiento a todo el mundo para informarles, para mantenerles abiertos sobre lo que estaba sucediendo en Sudán del Sur. Muchos no se creen el milagro que ha sucedido desde que fue convocado el referéndum hasta los concordatos que han permitido que hoy día seamos la República del Sudán del Sur. La Iglesia ha jugado un papel muy importante en estos años. La Iglesia, que aún a pesar de todos los años que ha vivido debajo de las bombas, ha sido la institución que ha continuado proveyendo un trabajo pastoral, un trabajo educativo y algo muy importante, que ha continuado facilitando comida a tantos miles de refugiados. Y esto se debe al trabajo de la Iglesia. El norte, hoy día Sudán del Norte, Sudán, tiene miedo de la libertad que hemos conseguido en Sudán del Sur. Pero yo soy optimista y creo que seguiremos, que saldremos hacia adelante. Somos como un niño que está creciendo, que puede cometer errores, que es todavía débil, pero creceremos y maduraremos.
Pero la situación, no solo en Sudán del Sur, sino en todo Centroáfrica, es bastante complicada. Seguimos, lamentablemente, teniendo noticias de guerra, de violencia, de hambre, de desnutrición. ¿Hay solución para estos problemas? O dicho de otro modo, ¿Centro de África se está convirtiendo en el polo de la violencia en el continente y casi en el mundo?
If we see presently Africa, we observe that there is a complicated situation due to wars and instabilities. There is any solution for these present problems? We see that the center of Africa is the center of so many tensions. Do you think that there is any possibility of a better future?
Yes. There is a lot of future in Africa. I think first you touch in the question of South Sudan, you touch about oil. people stress more about oil, and even Khartoum is thinking of oil. And people think when the oil was closed, there was no money. And even Southerners talk about oil. But we have got greater things than in Africa than oil. Today in Africa, and especially South Sudan, the land is rich, the land is virgin. We have more important things than oil. People don't look at agriculture. A lot of minerals inside, not yet discovered in South Sudan. We have cement, we have everything, but nobody is taking care of this. People talk about oil. Instead of bringing the mind of people to the ground, to what is oil may last only for 30 years, maybe for 50 years, who knows? Those are not things to be counted on. Those are temporal things. People should not break the country for temporal things. They should look more on developing something which is permanent. Agriculture, forestry, many things which can be in South Sudan. Today you can find even fruits getting rotten in the forest, like in Western Equatoria. Nobody is looking at making factories for these fruits, even wild fruits, even many things. The problem of Africa today, they are looking at things which are ready from Europe. They are looking for ready things. They don't like to concentrate on what they have on the ground. Our youth today, they don't like even to use their hands. They want only to see white-collar job. And everybody look at manufacture, which has come, as if they are coming from the air free like that. Not. I sent 2 young youth to Norway, one lady and one man, one young man. They went to Norway. People thought they are going to remain in Norway. They will not come back. I said the young people will come back. In 1 year, what these young people wrote in Norway, in the book, they say, we thank God to have come to Norway. We, the youth in South Sudan, we thought that the things of Norway are done by robots, done by machine, not by human hands. But we found that the hands are the one doing. These things are done by human hand. We learned to use our human hand. When some Norwegians came to South Sudan, the people were up begging from them. You are our father, said. I got the hand of one of Norwegian, my friend, a farmer, very rough, heavy, like what? Because of hard work. I said, see this hand. This is the hand which produce you are begging from. It's not from machine or a government and so on. This is the hand. You use your hand to become like this instead of begging. So the problem of Africa today is people don't like to use their hands, to use their brain. They want ready-made things. And this is the thing which can destroy Africa. And I'm telling many people this example. If you want to help a person, give him hook. Don't give him fish. And when I used to visit our young people in America, because most of the youth, who are nearly 1 million, who are refugees, I assisted them when they were refugees. When I say, you go back home, bring tools, bring all the equipment with you. Don't go empty-handed. The thing that I was saying, come with the tables, come with the machines. And I say, go with the skills to start building your country, to make your young people to make a skill. You teach somebody to be a doctor. Instead, tomorrow, this doctor, they want to be a minister. You teach somebody to be an engineer. He wants to go, after leaving the work of engineer, go to be in the ministry, to sit in office. I think that's the problem of Africa. If all the world today were thinking like I think, all NGOs who go to Africa, they teach the people a skill to be self-reliant. to stand on themselves. That will be salvation of Africa. Where tomorrow Africa also can give something to Europe. You are living on food done by fertilizers. You can still in South Sudan have food coming out of the land for nearly 30 years, 40 years without fertilizers. And we can keep good organic food for Europe and liberate people from cancer. Those are some things which we see in Africa. And I would like many people talk like this to the Africans. I had a friend who came to South Sudan, and some of the young people, because they were Norwegians who had been after the first wars in 1972 to open project in South Sudan. So these people went after the war, and they say, now, in the conference say, you are our father. The Norwegians say, we are not your fathers. We are your equals. We are your friends. Don't call us your fathers. And that was the spirit I like. That is the spirit I like. So that is what I look forward. Africa is very rich. We need to put the African to the ground to see that they can even develop the Africa good for Europe, for America. That's what we look at. But when you go to Africa, even myself, the Toposa, there is the very poor, in the peace village, they go naked, and so I don't call them poor men. I want that naked man to get up, and I don't like to give him clothes because he's naked. He must work to think that he needs clothes. I don't carry any sweet. The children come to me, Bishop, give me sweet. I say, I don't have sweet. If you want the sweet, go to water some of the trees there, and then you will get the sweet. I don't give free. That is how to bring people up, to be proud of themselves, their dignity. So, for South Sudan, I think Africa should be happy now that the South Sudan is free, because Africa was supposed to be through Sudan. I'm sorry to say this. Was thought to become the South Sudan was a gate to bring Islamic fundamentalism, to change Africa into Islamic state. But now that South Sudan is free, Africa should be very happy. That's the country now, a strength for Africa. So that's what I look at. The Africans should be proud that the South Sudan is free, and that they are free also. That's for me what I look at. So I see that Africa would be a great hope for Europe, for America, if it is handled in a way, empower them to self-reliance, to recognize their dignity, to know that they are very great in the region. They are a resource in the future for the rest of the world, because there is still a virgin land.
Sí, hay muchas posibilidades para solucionar la complicada situación que vivimos. Claro que las hay. Toda la gente hablan del Sudán del Sur como la tierra donde hay petróleo. Y tenemos grandes reservas de petróleo, pero tenemos otras muchas cosas, no solamente el petróleo. Dice, gracias al petróleo se han conseguido cosas, pero también tenemos una abundante agricultura, tenemos una tierra muy rica, hay muchos cereales, minerales, hay cemento, no solo petróleo. Y esto es lo que tenemos que ayudar a la gente a descubrir y a potenciar. La gente tendría que mirar más por crear estructuras estables, que llevase una cierta estabilidad y no una cierta dependencia de otros. El problema que tenemos en África es que la gente mira por las cosas ya elaboradas, ya hechas. cuando miran a Europa, ven cosas que ya están hechas. Dice, yo mandé a 2 jóvenes un año para hacer unos cursos en Noruega, un chico y una chica, y después de la fase de adaptación, cuando regresaron otra vez a Sudán del Sur, me dijeron, nosotros creíamos que en Europa eran todos robots que hacían las cosas, y nos hemos dado cuenta que hacen las cosas con las manos. Sí, y esto es lo que yo quiero decirles a la gente, que tienen que seguir usando sus talentos, sus manos, para crear sus propias cosas con los propios recursos que África les ofrece. El pensar que todo nos viene de los otros, esto puede destruir a África. Crear una mentalidad pedigüeña es lo que puede destruir África. Creo que vosotros utilizáis mucho la frase o la idea de, en lugar de darles un pez, darles una caña y enseñarles a pescar. Eso es lo que nosotros creemos, que aprendan oficios, que usen las cualidades, que se crean las mañas para crear los diferentes oficios. Las ONGs que vienen y que trabajan con nosotros ya lo están haciendo, nos enseñan a ser autosuficientes.